Hey guys, just a little update video for you. Once again, we find ourselves with fewer and fewer Could Help videos being released, and you may or may not have been wondering why. I'm going to tell you anyways. There's two big announcements on that front. Also, if you've been wondering why there haven't been new episodes of the podcast, well, there's news there too. So regarding the podcast, I was trying a bunch of different formats for the Could Help channel, like the Will Helps Omega, which seemed popular, and this Could Help, and I'd definitely like to do more of those as well as re-edit them for the podcast release, but this most recent project has been a rather ambitious one. I do all the work on the show. I am my own cameraman, I do all the editing, I do all the writing, yada yada. That's me. And usually it only takes a day or two to do all the shooting and the writing of an episode, but it takes like weeks to edit a single episode. I work full time, and so I only get a couple hours, a night that I can do editing. And while I've gotten better at it and quicker at it, it is still a massive time drain. So I looked at what other content creators are doing, the successful channels. And it came down to really one of two things. Either I can quit my job. That's not really an option right now. Or I can hire an editor full time. Unfortunately, I picked a job. Well, I mean, fortunately for me, but unfortunately also for this situation, I picked a job that genuinely helps people, but it pays like it genuinely helps people, which is not that much. Have you seen a teacher's salary? It doesn't leave a lot of room for buying equipment, which I do out of pocket, or, especially hiring on an editor. And that's when I had an idea. So for some time now, I've had this kind of daydream about doing a channel that's just separate from the Could Help channel, just something for fun, do stuff that's fun to do and entertaining to watch, and let my comedic comedy flag fly. My on-the-spot improv comedy skills are pretty solid, and I used to crack people up all the time when playing online. I had people hitting me up every time I showed up online going, join our party, join our party.
Oh, you love it! You love it!
And I would love to have a channel where I could just sit down and play some couch games with some of my friends, specifically ones that I have a great rapport with. So, to generate revenue for Could Help, the idea was born for, are you ready for this? Could Play. Yeah, it's basically a channel just where we do Let's Plays and reaction videos, try not to laughs, and honestly, just really anything that's fun to do and would be entertaining and fun to watch. Admittedly, I'm not really breaking any molds here, but it would be fun to record without all that pressure, and it would be something that I'd be okay with monetizing, as I've remained adamant that the Could Help channel will not run ads. Now, if you see an ad in one of my videos, that's because I used a copyrighted song. That I'd much rather use the right song for the right moment and let them run an ad on it, because I'm not concerned about getting demonetized. Anyways, I got to work buying equipment like a capture card and already recorded several episodes with co-hosts like Hunter and Aaron and Charles and my best friend, Martin. You guys know Martin. Well, you've heard him. You've seen his camera work and several of the videos.
When I originally read the line, I read it in Droopy Dog.
Because I feel bad when I'm
Yeah, like that.
going downstairs. Wow! Wow! That's not what you want to do.
Good job, you.
Thank you.
I'm
Proud of myself. So why am Balam? Whoa, Betty.
Don't overthink it. Just be natural. Be Will.
Good point.
Why is Will? Because Will can help. Let's go.
I know. I miss him too. Martin moved out of state last year, and I haven't seen him since. We talk, we FaceTime, but several of Martin's episodes for the Could Play channel were recorded right before he moved to another state last year, as he was wanting to start his own channel that did gaming and reviews and everything, but he didn't have any of the equipment to do so at the time. So yeah, most of my time and energy this last month and a half has gone towards trying to schedule episode recordings with others, setting up the Could Play channel, learning the software we'll need to successfully run a gaming channel on YouTube and Twitch. Ooh, and I even finished the logo 2 days ago. I probably already showed it when I announced it, but at any rate, it is my great pleasure, everyone, to announce the launch and birth of Could Play. Except last night I had a very, very serious conversation with God, in which it was pointed out to me that while I was hoping to generate revenue to support Could Help through Could Play, mainly the Could Play channel was rooted in my own vanity of my comedic abilities and simply a desire to shift my focus into something that was more fun for me. During this conversation with God, I was shown this kind of pulled back view of what was happening with the Could Play channel. And I saw that the Could Play channel would take, and consistently take, considerable amounts of time and effort to run and create content for, not to mention the considerable amount of self-promotion it would require to generate enough revenue to hire an editor or to help the Could Help channel really in any way, leaving very, very little time to no time for Could Help or to invest in getting the Laughing Matters published, which is another big thing that I need to get done. And I'm sure you guys can imagine just how small of a sliver of YouTube gamers are making enough money from their ads to hire an editor. Guys, I've dedicated the last 11.5 years of my life to getting this message and these concepts and these discoveries out there into the world, and I cannot start cutting the legs out from under it now. And I think that's definitely part of it. If I'm really honest with myself, Could Play was wanting to do something that just didn't have such high stakes attached to it. Something that was free form and, well, fun. Which is pretty much the reason that I got started doing custom lightsabers after my little brother's suicide. I needed something to do that wasn't all that important. Instead of inducing dramatic realizations about human behavior and our place in the world. But, as nice as that would be, that is not the path that I am on. So, it is on the same day and in the same video that I announced the birth of Could Play. I am officially announcing the death of the Could Play channel. I know. I was really, really looking forward to this, guys. But who knows, If Could Help takes off and the book finally gets published, maybe there's time for Could Play. Maybe that's something that we can come back to. Also, I have been setting up the Twitch channel for Could Help. You can already find me on there. And my thought was that I could give advice live, to show you guys that I really am doing it live. But I'd like to have something else on the screen that's other than my pretty boy face. You know, so maybe we could do some video games on that, and that give my hands something to do and part of my brain something to do. I've got one of those weird brains where I have to have it engaged in something to like really focus in on something else. But if you guys have suggestions, as always, I'd love to hear them. After all, you guys have your own unique facets that you see the world through differently, and you'd likely consider stuff that I'd never think of. So, that still leaves us with what to do about the money. I still want to avoid running ads on the Could Help channel, if possible, so you guys don't have to deal with them, and it was at that thought that I found myself facing a piece of advice someone gave me that caused a really startling moment of self-realization. You see, I have this habit of wanting to do for others because I get that that's where true happiness resides, and I genuinely care about other people and love opportunities to show that I care. I love to help shape somebody else's happiness, to help bring happiness where there was none. It's that meaty, savory happiness that, you know, versus that flimsy knockoff happiness you get when you do for yourself. And the problem is that I have a tendency to decline kindness that's offered to me, or to be overly apologetic when asking for help. I didn't, and I still don't, like the idea of someone putting themselves out for me. But my girlfriend at the time called me out on it so hard. I mean, cut to the quick. She said, "You go on and on about..." She's an amazing person, so I don't want to make fun of her here, but she goes, "You go on and on about how real happiness is obtained from others and from doing for others, and that nobody gets to happiness on their own." Yeah? But by the same logic, you're denying others the opportunity to get the same kind of happiness that you so enjoy and that you are telling everybody to go after. The happiness that they would get from doing for you. Let other people help you if you really want for their happiness. That was a bit of a gut punch that I never really recovered from, you know? I still have to actively stop myself from declining kind offers when they offer. Gotta watch that overly apologetic part, because I do want people to get that same happiness. And so in the same effort, I'm going to get out of my own way and offer an alternative to anybody that's ever seen the value of this channel and what's being taught here, and in some way, you know, maybe wanted to show kindness to the channel or myself in the way of support, no matter how big or how small. So while the Could Play channel is recently dead, patreon.com/ICouldHelp lives on. And now you too could help. #ICouldHelp. Thank you guys so much for all of your support so far. You know, your comments, subscriptions, your shares of the videos, and channel shoutouts. Rudy, you sexy beast. And that is an extra special thank you to you guys. I will be releasing the first episode of Could Play here on the Could Help channel, so that we can all personally lament what might have been. We've also got more episodes of Will Helps Omegle underway, and be expecting new episodes of the Laughing Matters podcast as well. Link in the description. And that's it for this update. So thank you so much for tuning in, and remember, be good to them. Be good for them. And you're gonna be fantastic. I'm Will Help. You're the fantastic you. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone. That's just separate from the Could Help channel, just something for fun. You know, do stuff that's fun to do and entertaining to watch. Let my comedic comedy flag ride. And let my comedic comedy flag ride. And let my comedic comedy flag fly. I don't know why I said ride like 3 times.